So today for our maths work, we're going to be looking at percentages. Like fractions and decimals, percentages tell us about bits of something. So for example, if we talk about 50% of a car, it would look like that. It's just half a car. So as you probably already know, 50% is the same as a half, or 0.5 as a decimal. The percentage symbol is a line with two circles, as you know. But there's a reason why it's a line and two circles. The word percent means for each 100. So 50% means 50 out of each 100, or 50 over 100, 50 hundredths. And 50 hundredths then is 50% out of 100, 50%. So 50%, 50 hundredths. Okay, it's really important that you keep that in your head. And of course, 50 over 100 we can then simplify to make 1 over 2. In other words, a half. 50% is half. This makes it very easy to turn percentages into decimals and fractions. So if you've got 38%, that's 0.38 if it's a decimal, or 38 over 100 as a fraction. It's also easy to turn decimals into percentages. So 0.43 as a percentage, 43%. Okay, here are some more examples. Let's just have some examples of the sort of work you're going to do. If we start off with a decimal like 0.21, that would be 21%. Shout out if you know it. 0.83 as a decimal would be 83%. And 0.04 as a decimal would not be 40%, but just 4%. And you can turn all of those into fractions by putting them over 100. 21 over 100, 83 over 100, 4 over 100. Okay, let's try the other way around. As a percentage, 12%. Turn that into a decimal would be 0.12. Or, of course, as a fraction, 12 over 100. 99% would be 99 over 100, or 0.99. And then 8% as a decimal. If you said 0.8, you're wrong. It would be 0.08, or 8 over 100. Couple for you to be careful with. Be careful with these. 0.3 and 0.146. So we've been talking about hundredths. So with two decimal places as the tenths and the hundredths. This first one here is just tenths, 0.3. So it's not going to be 3%. There's 0 in the hundredths. So we have to remember the 3 and the 0 from the hundredths column. So that would be 30%. 30. And 0.146, well, in the tenths and hundredths column, you've got a 1 and a 4, 14. So that would be about 14%. In fact, it's a bit more than 14%. So we'd write that down as 14, and then the bit left over would be a 0.6. So we'd write 0.146 as 14.6%. I'm going to leave you with these important percentages you should know from memory. You probably know a lot of these already. But just 4 basic ones that you should really know. 50%, which is a half, 0.5. 25%, which is a quarter, or 0.25. 75% is 3/4, or 0.75. And of course, nice and easy last one, 100%, which is of course one whole. Either as a decimal or as a fraction, it's the whole thing. The 100% means everything, 100 out of 100. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that, so you might want to have a look at those and learn those from memory so that you know them.